Hi, this is Karen with Karen's Cards and More. And tonight, this is the card I featured on my Facebook Live in my Facebook page. This masculine birthday card. This whole month, I'm featuring the Handsomely Sweeted stamp set and the Suit and Tie die set. So be sure and check it out Monday nights at 7 o'clock Eastern Time on my Facebook page, Karen's Cards and More, and I'll be doing a live every Monday night. So tonight's card is this birthday card. Very easy. If you're looking for a last minute masculine birthday card and you need to put something together really quick, this would be a great option. This would be an easy card to put together. So let's talk about the card dimensions. I'm using the Misty Moonlight for the card base, and it's the traditional base, which is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then you're going to need, for the inside, a piece of basic white that is 5 1/4 by 4. You're also going to need a piece of basic gray, the same size, 5 1/4 by 4. That's going to be the mat for the front. Then the piece we're going to stamp for the front is basic white also, and it is 3 3/4 by 5. And then you're going to need the everyday label punch, and you'll want to punch one out of basic white and one out of Misty Moonlight. So that's the card dimensions. Let's just get right into putting the card together. Let me show you the inside of the card. Just real easy stamping. This is a great card if you're a beginner, even if you're an advanced card maker, but you need something really quick at the last minute. You've been invited to a get together for a guy's birthday. This is real easy to put together. So let's get right into the stamping. Let's start with our everyday label, and we're going to stamp Happy Birthday to You on there. So I'm going to bring in my Misty Moonlight stamp pad, and I'm just going to ink that up, and I'm going to stamp it first on a scrap because I have my sticker on a little crooked, so I need to make sure of how I need to tilt it to get it straight. That's not it. I just need to go a little bit. There we go. Okay. I just want to have it in my head what I need to do before I stamp on my label. There we go. So the label's done. Now let's go ahead and do the inside. Well, we've got the Misty Moonlight out. Let's go ahead and do the inside. And all we're going to do with Misty Moonlight on the inside is we're going to stamp You're the Best. And we're just going to put that in the middle. Just put it there in the middle. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with the basic gray. And there's two bow ties in this stamp set. There is one, let me show you on the case because it'll be easier to see. There's one that's dotted, and there's one that's a little skinnier and striped. Whenever we're stamping the striped one tonight, we're going to use basic gray. When we're doing the dotted one, we're going to use Misty Moonlight. Okay, so for the inside, I used the basic gray. So I did the striped bow tie. I'm just going to ink this up, and I'm just going to put it at a diagonal. Let me make sure I get this up in the view. I'm just going to do it in the corner at a diagonal. Just like that. And our inside's done. Now I'm going to come to my outside piece. And so we're going to be using both ink pads. And what I like to do is I like to start in the middle and then go out from there. And so I'm going to start with my Misty Moonlight, which is, I'm using the dotted bow tie. You could swap them around if you wanted. You could do it however you wanted. But I'm just going to go in the middle. Now this does not have to be perfect. I did not measure anything. I just stamped at will. So then I'm going to switch to the basic gray bow tie, and I'm going to put one on each side. just like that. Now I'm going to bring in my scratch paper again because I want to be able to stamp off the edge. So let me get there. So now I'm going to come back in with the Misty Moonlight on each side of the gray. And I'm just going to let it go off the side. Just like that. And since I've already got this in my hand, I'm going to go ahead and do the next one underneath. And I'm just centering it around the bottom of that bow tie. Then I'm going to come in with the basic gray. And I'm going to go on each side of that. And I'm just going to keep alternating them until I get the whole white piece covered. Again, if it goes off the edge, that's fine, because that's the look I want. I don't want it to look only like it's only on the page. So then I'm going to come back with my Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to go to the next row. And then switch back to the basic gray, and that's all I'm doing is switching back and forth. If it hits off the paper, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Going back to the Misty Moonlight, just back and forth. Just alternating the stamps and the colors. You could switch this up by switching the colors up and have a whole different type of look. Now, I have a little more white than I want at the top, so I'm just going to add another one of the gray ones at the top. So you're only going to get part of the bow tie, but that's okay. That's going to fill in the white. Okay, just like that. That is as easy as it can get with the stamping. Nothing difficult about it. You're not having to match up like a two stamp image. Very easy, very quick. Okay, so let's put the card together. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put Stampin' Seal on the back of the inside piece. Okay, just like that. And I'm going to bring the mat in, or the card base in, and I'm just going to line that up. Try to center it. And press it down. So now we're ready to do the front, and I'm going to set that aside for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and put Stampin' Seal on the back. I got that right off the edge, so I'm just going to fold it over. And of course, I think I'm out of Stampin' Seal. So I'm just going to bring in my liquid adhesive. And I'm going to just put this on the mat. And that's what's nice about the liquid, is you have a little bit of play time to get it even, to get it where you want it. Okay, just like that. And because I'm out of Stampin' Seal, I'm going to bring in my ATG gun for this next part because it's just easier than using liquid glue. So I'm just going to put a little adhesive right in the middle on both sides. Okay, because I'm going to be using this granite gray shimmer ribbon. And what you want to do is just hold it in the middle. Remember that you just put that adhesive on the back, and you're just going to fold it to the back and let that adhesive catch it. Then just figure, you just want to measure just a little bit past the edge of the card, because you're just going to be folding this on the other side. So I just flip it around, I hold it there, and I push it around to the back. Now I'm going to come in with my adhesive again, and I'm going to go all around the edges of the card. I'm going right back over that ribbon that I just pressed around to the back side. So I'm going to look at this to make sure I get it on the right side. And I'm just going to try to center it up. Okay, now let's talk about our label. So I wanted a matted look, but because I'm using a punch, there's only one size on this particular punch. But here's a really neat trick that you can do to get a matted look. I'm going to cut this in half, the Misty Moonlight piece. This does not have to be perfectly straight. You could use your trimmer, but it really doesn't matter if it's straight or not. It really doesn't matter because you're only going to see a little bit of the edge, okay? So I'm just going to come back then with my adhesive, and I'm just going to come down with a little strip. And then I'm going to take my stamped basic white piece, and I'm just going to line the top and the bottom up, leaving a matted look on the sides. So there it looks like you've done something really special when all you did was cut that in half, okay? So I'm going to come back on the other side, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to put some adhesive on there, and then I'm going to come back and line up the top and the bottom, trying to keep about the same amount of matting as I did on the other end. There we go. So then I'm going to come in with some dimensionals. And I'm just going to put these on the back. Take the backing off. Okay, and I'm just going to place this in the middle and press that down. And then I'm going to cut a little piece of the ribbon. We just need a little piece for this. And I'm going to stick it underneath just like that, and we're just going to tie a knot. Now when you tie your knot, you do have you can turn it as you're pulling it to straighten it. And you're just going to tighten it down. Just like that. Now we can trim up the edges, but what I like to do is I like to come in with my adhesive dots, my glue dots. There we go, I thought of the name of it. I'm gonna come in with my glue dot, and I just kind of squish it together a little bit to make it a little bit smaller. And I'm just going to put it right under there and press that down. And it holds it still for me so that it's not going to move. And then I'm just going to trim this up. I want it a little bit shorter. Hopefully my arm's not blocking the view. And I'm going to make this side a little bit shorter. Just like that. And the card is done. That quick, we put together this masculine card. We're just going to go back and fold it. And there, it's done. Personal touch, you know, it says I thought of you rather than I went to the store and bought one. Just a real quick and easy one to put together. You could do it at the last minute. You could make up several of these and have them ready for when you need them. I hope you enjoyed this card, and I hope you will join me again soon for another video.